I'm not going to break out each project. We decided maybe we just kind of keep them lumped together. These benefits are really lumped together, all three. Could mean 100 plus permanent jobs on sites, and that's combined with additional full-time employees on the marine and the transportation services, including longshoremen, the rail, pilots, tugs, and everything that comes along with the increase in maritime traffic. Temporary jobs during construction, and you normally go, that's not a big deal, but if you look at the amount of construction we've had over the last 5 years, we've had a pretty steady crew of construction, and we've been real fortunate to have some of our local contractors, Quiggs and Roglins, be successful in a lot of those projects. So you can't call them permanent, but they've certainly provided some work here locally during a very slow time. So, you know, the payroll from these jobs, and I'm not big on multipliers, but I'm sure Tim Gibbs over here at Greater Grace Harbor can answer those questions. But it is a fact, when people are earning wages, and I would say that the wages that are generated by these projects and on the waterfront are typically much higher than the average here in the county. So they're very good family wage jobs, and again, that tends to circulate back through the economy and restaurant, stores, services in a lot of different areas. The economic benefit, you know, I don't have the numbers of what $100 million plus private investment, and I think that's probably a good number if you put them all together. Probably a little more than that, if they're all three together. You know, they generate sales tax, obviously, on construction. They pay B&O taxes on their employees. They also generate personal property taxes because the port is not selling the property we would be leasing. And they also pay a leasehold excise tax, which is paid in lieu of a property tax. So it's again, it's another, I look at somebody I was talking to, I said, well, think it was a half a pulp mill. Pulp mills are a couple $100 million, maybe 200 employees. It's about a half a pulp mill. You know, trying to put some kind of a benchmark to what it could possibly mean for the community. And I think Tim Gibbs over here at the Greater Grace Harbor booth may be able to provide some additional information for you if you have more questions on that. Go ahead. It also, you know, we've been successful in getting some things started, and the key is keeping that synergy going. And one of the ways you do that is by providing additional or diverse cargoes for the rail to handle, so that they're enticed to improve the rail infrastructure, improve their properties, and also it provides the impetus for the attention to address the congestion and aging assets. Bridges, obviously it's about the time for the train to go through. We talked about that earlier. You know, honk, honk, everybody's been here for a meeting. Train goes through here. And one of the things that, you know, we've talked about is trying to figure out a way to do grade separation. You know, these things are not cheap and they're not something you undertake lightly. But when you start having the traffic that we're talking about and the potential growth, it provides the impetus to get serious about trying to get address some of those issues. Environmental and public safety, I think it provides the opportunity to enhance the spill protection here in Grace Harbor in addition to what we already have. It also enhances the training and equipment for our first responders. I think a good example of that was Westway purchased a foam truck to give to the City of Hoquiam. It's for anybody's use, and I'm sure that the City of Aberdeen has been able to, well, hopefully they haven't, but they could avail themselves if needed. The idea is these folks are going to make sure that their assets are protected, and they're going to do that by working with our local first responders to ensure that happens.